Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric, and today in our Strixhaven, a curriculum of chaos coverage, we're going to take a look at our 5 new player usable spells. So if you're just joining us, be sure to please check out this playlist. We've got a link in the description. It should be popping up over here. We're putting all of our Strixhaven videos in one easy to use place. So check that out. Like the video, maybe like the playlist too. Subscribe to the channel, of course, hit the notification bell. Join us at discord.gg/FryMinis. All these kind of things you've heard a million times. Please, we're trying to grow the channel. I would love to hit 3,000. Right now we're at like 24 something. I'd love to hit 3,000 before the end of the year. That's kind of like a little goal I've got here. So if we can do that, that would be great. Okay, so we have 5 new spells here. I'm really excited. I think these are really good spells. Some are better than others, but they're all, I think, well designed. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Here we go. Created at Strixhaven, the spells presented in this section are available to the backgrounds offered in this chapter. The spells also appear on the class spell list indicated in the spells table below. Okay, so that's an interesting thing. So these, and we'll have a video on backgrounds, so stay tuned for that. But all the backgrounds you get, for the Strixhaven backgrounds, you get a special feat that gives you some a spell and 2 cantrips that are all, your choices are tied to which college you take. But you also unlock a list of spells that are thematic to that college that you can add to your current spell list. So if you are a bard, for example, you might be able to add a spell that only makes sense or normally available only to a wizard or a druid or something. So you get these thematic options, which is great. I mean, this is an easy way to expand what you can do and make your character more in line with your college. This can lead to some min-maxing for players who want to maybe take a background outside of a Strixhaven campaign. So be on the lookout for that, but not the end of the world. So we have 1 first level spell and then 4 second level spells. First level Silvery Barbs Enchantment School is available to Bard, Sorcerer, and Wizard. Second level Borrowed Knowledge Divination spell is available to Bard, Cleric, Warlock, and Wizard. Second level Kinetic Jaunt Transmutation spell is available to Artificer, Bard, Sorcerer, and Wizard. Second level Vortex Warp Conjuration spell is available to Artificers, Sorcerers, and Wizards. And second level Wither and Bloom Necromancy spell is available to Druid, Sorcerer, and Wizard. So we've got representation from all the main spellcasting classes, which is great. No more leaving out clerics. Looking at you, Fizban. So we're going to jump in with the order that the book presents them in alphabetical. Up first, Borrowed Knowledge. Borrowed Knowledge, second level Divination, casting time 1 action, range self, components, verbal, somatic, and material. A book worth at least 25 gold pieces, duration 1 hour. You draw a knowledge from spirits of the past. Choose 1 skill in which you lack proficiency. For the spell's duration, you have proficiency in the chosen skill. The spell ends early if you cast it again. This is a spell that I think is good. This isn't going to blow away anybody. This is never going to be anybody's top pick for like, oh, best have #1 top 10 list. But I played a divination wizard one time and for a whole campaign. And I like to pick thematic spells, right? But I was always struggling with divination spells. So getting one here is great. I'm really happy to see that. The whole idea of that you're speaking to beyond the grave kind of thing, I think is great for a divination spell. I think getting proficiency in one you don't already have is good. 1 hour is great. I'm on board with this spell. I would really love to have this on the Bard from Van Richten's Guide, where you're already kind of relying on the spirits. So I'll give Borrowed Knowledge a thumbs up. Not an enthusiastic thumbs up, but I like it. Up next is a second level transmutation spell, Kinetic Jaunt. Casting time 1 bonus action, range self, component somatic, duration, concentration, up to 1 minute. You magically empower your movement with dance-like steps, giving yourself the following benefits for the duration. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet. You don't provoke opportunity attacks. You can move through the space of another creature, and it doesn't count as difficult terrain. If you end your turn in another creature's space, you are shunted to the last unoccupied space you occupied, and you take 1d8 force damage. This is a spell that, at first impression, I think is good. I think it sounds fun. I think it sounds like useful. Similar to the last one, this isn't something I think that's going to blow anybody away, but I have to imagine that somewhere somebody's going to come up with a really, really cool build that just makes this insanely great. The Strixhaven backgrounds giving those extra spells that you can pick to classes that aren't regular spellcasters. So like putting this on a fighter would be great. Putting this on a on a barbarian when you're not raging, I guess, would be fantastic. I think you could. I'm sure there are some shenanigans to be had with this spell. So I'm gonna give this a big thumbs up. Not an enthusiastic thumbs up, not a regular thumbs up. I'm gonna give it the in-between big thumbs up. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, one more thought. It kind of makes me want to see like a first level version of this. So where like not concentration and it just lasts until like the end of your turn or something like that. So it's kind of a get out of jail free card. I think that could be a really cool spell too. Silvery Barb's first level enchantment. Casting time 1 reaction, which you take when a creature that you can see within 60 feet of you succeeds on an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw. 60-foot range, verbal component, and instantaneous duration. You magically distract the triggering creature and turn its momentary uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. The triggering creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll. You can then choose a different creature you can see within range. You can choose yourself. The chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute. A creature can be empowered by only one use of the spell at a time. So before we get into the actual spell, the language on here, designer people, let me know, but I feel like this is new language. Triggering creature and empowered by this effect only once. I think this is new and I like it. I think it's a lot of times spells could use a little bit of expanded technical language, and I think this is good. So, I mean, this is great. This is going to be, I can't wait for some of our more build heavy YouTubers like Pack Tactics to do a video running down the math and how incredibly awesome this is. And those will all be great, but easy things just like combat, turning, like if something hits you and then you make it miss you and then you come back for like revenge. I think there's a very cool like style to that. If you're a spellcaster, of course, like if you try to counterspell something and it beats you in a counterspell duel, and then you can come back, get it, and then you can get it back on the next turn. I think we have so many possibilities here. This can apply because this isn't just the attack, it's ability checks, saving throws. This can impact every single pillar of the game. I think Silvery Barbs is fantastic, and that one I'm gonna give a big enthusiastic thumbs up to. I like this one a lot. And even at the end of the day, if maybe I'm wrong on the math and it's not super strong, it seems like it's gonna be really fun. Like it'll be a fun spell to use. So I don't know. Level 2 conjuration spell, Vortex Warp. Casting time 1 action, range 90 feet, components verbal somatic, duration instantaneous. You magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. The target can choose to fail, or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The chosen space must be on a surface or in a liquid that can support the target without the target having to squeeze. At higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the range of the spell increases by 30 feet for each slot level above 2nd. Okay, so this is my biggest thumbs up video or spell. This is absolutely phenomenal. I'm a sucker for utility spells that you can use in combat too. So of course, teleporting the enemy away, teleporting them behind a wall, or like a prison gate or something. Stuff like that, teleporting them on the other side of a ravine. 90 feet is a really great range for this. And then upcasting it 30 feet. I mean, this is solid. You can get really far with this. Oh, geez. I don't even know. So, of course, and like teleporting your own people up onto a ledge that you can't get to, or down, or on the other side of something. This spell is a guaranteed pick for me from now on, I think. Second level, so it's going to be easy. You can do it all the time. And if you're a wizard and you get really high level and you're casting this on demand, I'm like, what? That's nuts. That's nuts. Oh, I'm really, really excited for this one. Also, twin this spell, sorcerers, second level, so this isn't expensive. I mean, relatively. Huge potential. This is wild. I love it. I love crazy spells that are simple, easy to understand, but can just completely change how you play the game. Second level necromancy spell, Wither and Bloom. Casting time 1, action range 60 feet, components verbal somatic material, a withered vine twisted into a loop, duration instantaneous. You invoke both death and life upon a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. Each creature of your choice in that area must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 2d6 necrotic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Non-magical vegetation in that area withers. In addition, one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting modifier. At higher levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d6 for each slot above 2nd, and the number of hit dice that can be spent and added to the healing roll increases by 1 for each slot above 2nd. Okay, so a little note, if you watched the live stream we did on this, I misunderstood the spell. I thought when you rolled your hit die, you could spend also that number of hit die. So if you were a rogue and you rolled on your d8, you rolled 6, you could spend some 6 hit die. That's not correct. It's 1, or +1 if you upcast it for each extra level. I think this spell is good. I don't think this spell is amazing. I do, however, think the idea of it is better than it actually is. Using hit die is, I think, one of the biggest areas that D&D 5e could improve. I think hit die mechanics are really interesting. I think they can bring a lot to the game because you're trading off that short rest healing for something in the moment. I think that's really, really cool, and I wish more things took advantage of that. So I'm super happy to see it here. The idea of how this spell works is great. A 10-foot radius, I mean, that's okay. 2d6, that's okay. Spending a hit die, 1 hit die, that's okay. Those are all okay. Like, none of those are great. None of those are going to blow me away. But I think it's okay. Too many okays, sorry. The 2-to-1 ratio is interesting because that tells me that Wither and Bloom, despite it's supposed to be kind of life and death, it's really more of a death thing, especially with that 2d6 range. I think it could be interesting if it was you have 3d6 and you can do 3d6 damage, or you can do 3d6 hit or spend 3 hit die or whatever, and just be able to rotate, like shuffle that prioritization as you need. So if you want to do 2d6 damage and 1 hit die, or 1 hit die and or whatever, you get where I'm headed with that. I think that could have been interesting, and that could make it a little bit more usable for whatever your needs at the time are. But a lot of hit die mechanics are going to come down to the individual campaign. On a long rest, you only get half of your hit die back. Not a lot of people, I think, really use that rule. So it could be more or less powerful based on your individual game and your individual campaign. But overall, I think the spell itself and how it's executed is good. I'm happy with it. But I'm more thrilled to see hit dice mechanics. Okay, so we have some really, really cool options here. I think we've got good availability to these through the different classes. I think we've got a good spread, and I'm so happy to see hit dice mechanics, and I'm so happy to see new divination spells. especially for those little divination wizards out there. You want spells that you can cast to get those lower level spell slots back. So it's good to see options here that are something other than finding a different way to ask the DM if something's going to happen in the future, or casting Mind Spike. Please never cast Mind Spike, please. It's don't do it. Don't do it. I will say though, I wish we had cantrips. I wish we had some cantrips in here, especially with all those backgrounds giving access to all these things. The feat giving you 2 free cantrips, and again, we'll have a full video on the feats. Stay tight. Hang around for those. It's been a long day. I wish we had some cantrips. I don't know exactly what, but I don't even know. We'll do a different video for that. But yeah, I wish we had some cantrips here. Okay, so stay tuned for that playlist. We'll have more videos. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.